All right, Miss Garcia, April Garcia. All right, so my understanding your case has been dismissed. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
oh, you're welcome. Well, it's your attorney in the state. So here's the thing. I don't know anything about your case. Whatever brought you here, just make sure everything is okay with you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Will be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, you may be excused. And Will, you can have him file something as well.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. Just bring it to my attention because everyone will not know what happened in the case. All right, Sandy Garcia. And is this a plea on just one case? Hi. Hi. Hello. Counsel, you on this side. And counsel, is this just a plea on one case?
Just one case, yes, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1936, State of Texas versus Sandy Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Michael Collins, attorney for defendant, present and ready, Your Honor.
And are you Miss Garcia? Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of prostitution third or more? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and
Judge.
up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 1937. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Judge.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I've spoken to my client about her situation, Your Honor. She realizes she's been making bad choices, decisions. She's got family here that's supporting her.
Mhm.
They've been here the last couple of settings, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so I think she realizes she's got people out there that care about her,
Who's her family?
family members.
All right. Oh, thank you. And over here, no feet on the furniture. No, I'm talking about over here. Yes. You're not at home. We don't do that here. All right. And then the sister is here. Thank you. All right. So let me ask you, do you have any children?
Yes, Judge Boyd, I've been wanting to talk to you because I didn't deny respect also because I didn't want it, because I was successful and it did help me. But I have a baby now.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to make better choices since you have a baby. Okay, how old is your baby?
She's 19.
And who is she with?
She's currently with my mom.
All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
No.
Okay, because I see this is from 2022. So what have you been doing?
Well, I had fall off with the wagon after I finished Esperanza, but I get back on after I had my baby.
Okay,
And I had a minor slip up and just trying to get back on there. I knew getting on probation or going to jail was gonna get me back on there.
okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna send you back to Esperanza Court.
Okay.
Yeah. I know this is from 2022, but it appears that you need somebody to just watch over you for a little bit because you're going to be on probation for 2 years. That program is 2 years long. And you need somebody to keep you in line. And let me just tell you why. I realize it's from 2020, 22.
Esperanza in 2018.
Okay. All right. So this is from 2022, right? What we're here for today. And so I need for them to be able to monitor you the way you should be monitored. Because the one thing we don't want is we don't want you to be back here because then CPS is going to get involved and they may end up taking custody of your baby.
My rights to mom.
Oh, well, All right, I'm glad you saw what you should be doing.
I did the best thing for my daughter.
Yes. Okay,
I see her and I'm involved in her life, but,
all right.
you know.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And she'll know who, she's with your mom, so she'll know who you are.
That's who I am.
Okay. All right, have you been employed since this happened?
Since last Esperanza? No.
All right, so in this court, I require you to get employment, okay?
Mm.
And they'll be able to look to see if there are any mental health issues or anything that's going on with that. And you said you fell off the wagon. What did you follow the wagon with?
The same.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. Take in consideration 2024 CR 1937. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's 200 hours of community service restitution, and I'm going to order parenting classes. Once those are completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. Then at probation's discretion. We're going to do the TAP evaluation and Esperanza court referral in custody. They'll be able to see you before the week is out. Probation is, oh, and then what is the class? Is this the AIDS awareness class? All right, the AIDS awareness class. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Is there anything else you need for me to be successful? All right, so we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful, communication is key. Talk with your probation officer. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back here, okay?
Okay.
And remember, wherever we are currently in life, that doesn't mean that's where we're going to end up. So we can always still do better and improve, okay? I know you can succeed.
I know, I've done it before.
Yeah, you've done it before, okay. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have an excuse, Your Honor.
Yes.
Have a seat.
All right, Martin Torres. Okay, so CPS records, do they exist or no? Ah,
You just handed them to me a little while ago.
thank you. All right, any other outstanding discovery?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, and state, were you able to tender an offer previously? All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date because you just got CPS records. Ms. Ferguson, on Martin Torres, can I have a 20-day reset for plea deadline date, please? Okay, October 7th is your plea deadline date.
Thank you.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, are you all entering a plea? Court is calling 2021 CR 11554, State of Texas versus Richard Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Robert Ramirez for Mr. Cantu, Your Honor.
and are you Mr. Cantu?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cantu, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision or Deferred Adjudication with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with obstruction or retaliation as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, there's a $400 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 50 hours of community service restitution, drug court evaluation, and MIC evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
I think he said not guilty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said guilty. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty or no contest?
Contest.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for hearing that. All right. And just to be sure, did you want to enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
To be in a probation for 3 years, I
Yes.
didn't want to, but he offered me to get off the streets. It'd be better for me to go talk to somebody like in the probation office.
Well,
And
no, no,
He
no.
was gonna give me freedom today, but he told me to wait for like 2 or weeks in incarceration. I told him, no, I just take the 3.
No, 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 no. Here's the thing. I don't want for people to just take agreements in this court just to be taking them. If you want a jury trial, we can give you a jury trial today.
That means release today.
No. You want to talk to him about that? We can go off the record. Let me explain to you about being released. Number one, they're asking for a MIC evaluation and a drug court evaluation. I'm going to order that that be done in custody, so you will not be released today.
So. I don't
So
know.
you're not going to be released today, and I don't want you to enter into a plea bargain agreement and your whole basis for entering into a plea bargain agreement, or even a little bit of entering into a plea bargain agreement, is you're going to be released today. Because those are expectations that are not appropriate expectations. Because you may not be released today. And I have to make sure that plea agreements, when they're entered into voluntarily. That's why I asked those questions. Have you been promised anything other than the plea bargain agreement? So the 4 corners of this document, that's your plea bargain agreement. Anything else is outside, and that's not a part of your plea bargain agreement. And you can't think that you're going to get specific things that are outside this agreement. So do you want to discuss that with your attorney? Are you sure?
Yes.
I would feel better if you did.
Okay.
All
yes.
right. All right. Thank you.
Just for the record, Your Honor, I did explain it to him, but.
Oh,
we
no,
got a
I'm
little
sure
bit
you
of
did.
flexibility.
All right, Moses Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I have an updated letter and it's in relationship to the conditions that pretrial services have set for you, or I should really say conditions that a previous judge set for you. And one, because you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Since you submitted an affidavit of non-ownership, that means that you're not allowed to drive a vehicle at all. Do you understand?
Yes,
So how did you get down here today?
my sister dropped me off.
Oh, where is she?
She had some appointments in Paris. She had to go.
I'm sorry, what?
She had some appointments she had to take care of, and she dropped me off.
Do you,
But I'm in the bus. I know how to drive the bus.
no. Do you live with your sister?
Yes, my sister lives right next door to me.
State?
Yes, sir.
All right, so on this case, there's an updated letter from pretrial services. He has issued an affidavit saying that he's not driving, he doesn't own a motor vehicle. He's telling me that his sister lives next door to him and she has a vehicle. So I don't know if you all want to continue with the ignition interlock or do y'all want the home breathalyzer?
Your Honor, can I say something? I bought me a bike, Your Honor, and that's how I clean around.
All right.
Test bike, and I was doing an AA meeting, and this truck came and struck me. I have a police report.
Okay,
Struck me so hard, knocked me out. I'm still hurting right now,
okay.
but I got me a bike. I still had to get it off.
All right, so a bicycle?
Yes, I just.
All right. Yeah, it's a DWI third. All right, so we'll do that. And I'll ask that the fees be waived.
That's,
Thank you. What I can tell you is that's a third-party vendor. I can say waive the fees, but I really have no jurisdiction to force them to do that. So we'll see. And I'll give you 7 days to comply with that. Do you understand?
What is that now?
It's a portable alcohol monitor.
Okay, I have to put that on there.
No, you don't
No,
put
no,
it
no.
on.
You don't put it on your bike or
Carry it
anything.
with you,
Oh, okay,
so you can't drink like.
okay, that's fine with me.
All right. And Norma, let's just reset this for 30 days for discovery. I know that this has already been set probably for a different date. But what date? Okay. All right. And State, you're excused. All right. So we'll put discovery for him on October 17th. All right. So you have your pretrial services number, officer's number.
Yes,
All right. Make sure you call them and this is going to be placed in the system. All right.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Hang on.
All right, we're back on the record and 2021 CR 11554. All right, so, sir, Mr. Cantu, do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes.
And you understand that in accepting this plea, that does not mean that you're going to be released today.
Yes.
And most likely you will not be released today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And knowing that, do you still wish to continue?
Yes.
All right. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, and you have entered a plea of no contest. Do you still wish to continue with the no contest plea?
Yes.
Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. He's been in for going on 3 years now, and he's come a long way through the restoration process. A lot of that was him trying to do it. And he wants to avoid a second TDC conviction, so he wants to give to try with probation, Your Honor. He appreciates the opportunity, and he knows that it's the kind of help that he needs, and he asks the court to follow the plea agreement. But given that he has been in for 3 years, Your Honor, we ask that he be allowed to be released and to report for the TAP evaluation, the screening, and the MIC evaluation at the court's discretion.
All right. And if you're released, do you have a place to stay?
I'll go to heaven for hope.
All right. There's going to be a $400 fine.
We
That'll be probated.
Yes, Your Honor, we ask that it be.
3 years deferred adjudication, 50 hours of community service restitution, MIC evaluation, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Ms. Abrams, how long is it to do a MIC evaluation in custody?
That timeframe could vary from 2 weeks to a month and a half.
All right, then that can be out of custody. We'll do a TAP evaluation in custody. Felony drug court, I don't think they're going to accept him because he's been in lockdown in and out of the state hospital for 3 years, so they're not going to accept him. So the felony drug court evaluation, we can just hold that in abeyance. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And he is homeless. My understanding, he's going to be staying at Haven for Hope. So defendant is to reside at Haven for Hope. Anger management, regular random UAs, 50 hours of community service restitution. All right, is there anything else that you need from the court?
No, no.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know. I'm sorry, back on the record. Ms. Abrams, we'll do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. All right, now we're off the record. So with Center for Healthcare Services, make sure you check in with them. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Guzman Velasquez. Guzman Velasquez, come on down. All right, are you working with Mr. Leal?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm doing the Plea advisal on behalf of the MAC, so we should be completed today on that.
Okay,
They should have what they need.
all right, so you were given a plea offer. Are you requesting a jury trial? Oh, translator, I'm so sorry. Oh, this is Mr. Guzman.
And Josh, I can go check with Mr. Heller, give him a call just to make sure he's here, since I'm not actually representing the gentleman.
Oh, that's
so
fine.
If the court wouldn't mind, I can step out and do that.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
I can tell you he's not out there, but okay. Hi. Hi. Are you requesting a jury trial? Today is your plea deadline date.
Jury trial.
All right, state how long you expect this trial to last. All right, Ms. Ferguson, Criminal Trial Division, 3 days, jury trial. All right.
December 10?
Yes,
Okay,
and you need to be here at 9 a.m.
I will,
9
Judge.
a.m.
For jury trials, I will.
All right. Mr. Guzman Velasquez, the court will not consider any further plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Deputy Laura, you can take him back.
He's talking to the immigration lawyer, Judge?
Oh, they're gonna have to, we have a jury outside, so
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
that's okay.
Mhm.
Garcia. All right, are the parties ready on Ramiro Sandoval? Hello. Yes, the attorney is. Court is calling 2024 CR 3630, State of Texas versus Ramiro Sandoval. And are you Ramiro Sandoval?
Yes.
All right, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? And
Yep.
did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Sandoval, did you review what's entitled application for deferred adjudication? Did you understand the state is proceeding on count 2, indecency with the child by contact? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count 2. They're recommending deferred adjudication. There's to be Chapter 62 compliance. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years and there be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offense in count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find him guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as he's applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would ask that you follow the plea bargain agreements. And just so that you're aware, Monica Godetto and I admonished him on Chapter 62. He owns his own company. He does construction, remodeling houses. And sometimes there are, not sometimes, but often, there would be a family in a house that he has to remodel. So he would be around other families and those families could have children. But he doesn't work in a place that's primarily to accommodate children. We just want to let the court know that he could be around younger age individuals based on his employments.
All right, and so why should I follow this plea bargain agreement? And how old is the complainant currently?
7.
So I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming the parents believe it's in the complainant's best interest not to come in.
There's a lifetime registration that he'll have to report. That he could have restrictions where he lives, where he goes and travels. He'll have to have permission to leave the area. He's confined here, but long after, assuming that if it's granted, assuming he finishes deferred, he has a long period of time where he would still have to annually report. And it comes with a slew of conditions. One more thing, Your Honor. His work may require him to travel, perhaps outside Texas. He did have a request about whether or not, I know it may be premature, but whether he could travel to Mexico, but I told him that he will need travel permits and oftentimes.
I'm not letting him travel to Mexico at this time.
Yes, yes, yes.
And here, and let me explain, this is my concern from what I read. He should not be allowed into any home where there are underage children unless he gives them the facts of this case. And when I say the facts of this case, the age of the child, because I think, rightly or wrongly, that nobody would want someone who has this type of charge around their children. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll think it's fine that he comes in and does whatever repairs. But I would think that as a guardian or a parent, if somebody's coming in your house, offender, that person would want to know. So in order for him to continue his work in construction or whatever he's doing, I will only allow that for him to be inside people's homes if he get a notarized statement from them saying that they know that he's a registered offender and they're not going to allow their children to be alone with him.
Your Honor, may I speak on that and address that?
Yes.
I believe this would be something where consumers should do their own research for products. They shouldn't have someone put labels out there and deter them from buying a product they want. They could do their own research. Similarly, they could check Angie's List for references, referrals. They can check background checks. They could reach out. If this was required, it would essentially cause him to lose a lot of business. He owns his own company. It'll be a financial loss to him. They could put him out of work. We would ask that if there was a different manner to have him supervised, or maybe perhaps it's just he couldn't be there remodeling unsupervised.
I mean, I could say he's not to be around minors, but, and if I'm wrong, I have no, it doesn't hurt my feelings to say, for people to say, Judge, you're wrong. But part of my role when people are on probation, I have to put conditions in place to protect the community. And what I've seen in my experience, for example, I had someone in here who was going to be placed on probation, and she stole from somebody who was elderly. And she was a home health care provider. And then on the day of her sentencing, she comes in and I put in place conditions that she's not to be a home health care provider. And the first thing that she says to me is like, I just got this great job as a home health care provider. People out there, the problem is people are not doing their research. And I could be wrong, but I don't think that anybody, when they are hiring a contractor, all they want to know is, does this person do good cabinetry? Let me hire them. I don't think anybody thinks in their back of mind, let me check to see if this person's a registered or not.
I believe,
So,
if may I respond?
yes.
I believe our senators would tell us that the burden is on the consumer to do their due diligence.
Okay.
If there's something where his work relies on remodeling and not new construction, and he gets jobs and has to provide a letter.
No, it's just for me, that letter to the person who is buying his product, it's not for everyone. If he is just building a home and there are no children in the home, he doesn't have to provide anything. He's just building a home. Hopefully people don't have children playing at construction sites. But if he's going into someone's home to do repairs and that person has underage children, he's gonna have to, I'm gonna require that he let them know that he's a registered.
What if there's something where you could hold that in advance until there's some violations?
I mean, I don't anticipate that there are children playing around new builds. But if he's going into a person's home and they have minors in their home, he needs to let them know that he's a registered offender.
If the family does have children, perhaps in his contract with them, he could say that the children could not be present. That way no letter is needed, but if the children were there, then the court could require him to tell them that. But we would ask that it not be a blanket for every case, every house that has family, he has to notify them. I think that would be a significant loss for his business. And we don't want someone to lose a job. And we had an agreement for waiving 3 of the counts. I know that you're not familiar with those reasons why, but we're hoping that this was a reasonable request and just leave it on the families to do their due diligence.
All right. Court is gonna sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Defendant is not allowed to work in any homes where there are children, where there are minors, unless the defendant provides written notification to the homeowner that he is required to register under Chapter 62 offender. And he's, of course, is going to be registered by the unit. And there's Chapter 62 registration. There's to be no contact with the complainant. All right, is there anything else that you need from the court, Mr. Sandoval?
No.
All right, the other thing I want to talk about, is there any reason why he shouldn't have jail as a condition? Does anybody want to speak to that?
Well, that's not something that we confer or discuss. I believe that we have these requests to be that in events, but of course it's up to the court to make a decision.
All right, the court is going to order 60 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition. All right, and I believe you said there is victim impact.
That's correct.
All right. You all may proceed.
Judge, will you give
Yes.
him any credit for time served?
No. Armando Rodriguez?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Armando Rodriguez. Are you all asking for a continuance? or-
Yes, Judge.
Okay,
It's an MTR. He's on probation or on deferred for theft. He has a new drug case. We don't have labs back. And there's some discrepancy as to even the charge and the field weight and things. So the prosecutor just wants some time to look into it.
all right. How much time are you asking for? All right, all right. So on Armando Rodriguez, we're gonna recall it in 2 weeks. All right, September 30th. We'll bring you back on September 30th. Thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
Vashawn, Armando Rodriguez is coming back on September 30th. All right, Jordan Davis. And I know you were recently appointed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you think there's any other outstanding discovery?
I don't think so, Judge. I've reviewed everything. The state has, we saw the video here in court. I think everything has been delivered over to me.
All right, and state, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and how old are you, sir? All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for a plea deadline date in 3 weeks. You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, let me get and thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Had to give it a program.
All right, thank you. All right, October 7th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll be back on October 7th. You're welcome.
Twaanna Adams.
All right, could I see the file on Tawanna Adams, please?
We're running into, so just so that you're aware, just kind of reasonable.
All right,
So my understanding is that, Mr. Doyle, she is representing Ms. Adams on this NTR,
okay,
all of which we want they're all violations of a conditional one criminal charges.
okay.
Which Mr. Williams isn't the appointed attorney on, so they don't have any discovery on that.
All right, and who is the appointed attorney?
Ninfa Carrillo, and technically Ninfa was appointed the exact date, but it's June of this year.
Mhm.
For 3 cases that they're the number ones. Joanne De Hoyos was appointed a month later, so in July on the MTR. So
We're attempting to work something out, Judge, but I think the issue is that since defense has no idea that they're on those cases, it seems unfair to me to have to make them do
Oh.
something on them without having any of the discovery.
All right, let's do this. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
can you call Nifa Carrillo?
She did text me, Judge, and said to me, just give me your door.
Okay. Well, the only problem is we're no longer allowed to do that. So if you can call the MAC and see if the MAC is okay with that, then Mr. Hoyos will be placed on those cases. Would she have any objection to that?
I had to speak with Mr. Hoyos. She's at her office today. I didn't message her about this directly.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
but
Well, what we
I'll check.
could, the other option, Norma, where is Nifa Carrillo?
And she's out of town. She wasn't secretary.
No, I understand that. Can somebody pick up the phone and call her? Does anybody have her number?
I don't.
All right, well, let me get her number just a second.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could